All right, so welcome back to Multifamily Live. We just came off an awesome weekend, just back at the end of August right here. It was our first live get-together for seven-figure multifamily. So today, of course, I have Pili by my side, which, of course, as you know, rarely happens anymore because when you have three kids, a bulldog, other things happening here, that just isn't in the cards. But today it is because we are super excited to have, of course, our other seven-figure multifamily coach, mentor, and absolute rock star, Chad King, with us today. So, hey, Chad, how you doing?
Good. Mentor and mentee.
Mentor. Well, we're always in the learning phase.
Always learning.
I feel like everything we're doing on that side of all sides of it. But
which brings us to what we're talking about today. We all have something to learn and we all have something to teach, right? So we just got off this incredible weekend and we got to meet our incredible mentees, all these amazing, amazing people that are part of our group, that are part of seven-figure multifamily. And I don't know about you guys, but my heart was just full because I completely believe that we all have something to learn and we all have something to teach. So of course, we're teaching multifamily. Myself, you, Chad, Jason, we're all teaching how to jump in, our multifamily mindset, all that stuff. But I feel like I learned so much from those people that joined us that weekend.
So Chad, of course, welcome. What were some of the biggest takeaways from the weekend?
Oh man, I think it's so powerful when a bunch of like-minded people get in a room together. And, you know, I think we had 47 people that came down to the Opryland and then toured that property with us. It just, the energy is just, you can't, entrepreneurship kind of sometimes can feel like you're on an island, right? But when you get around people that are pushing towards the same goals and have the same aspirations, like I came out of that with so much energy and so much more drive than I had right before, that it's just, that's worth it like 100-fold. And a huge takeaway for me is just kind of the power of a collective mind and what a lot of people coming together with the same goals and same aspirations can really do. For your energy and for your drive to push forward. And I'm a competitive guy, but all ships rise with the tide in this space. And my competitive nature was like, I'm so excited for these people, but when I see them succeed, I get so excited for them, but that also drives me too. And it drives the other people in the room because we're all competitive. But it's the coolest thing in the world to not only be competitive, but also to be super happy and grateful when people are closing deals because they're sharing their takeaways and their learning lessons, and it's helping you grow too. So we just put together such a phenomenal community. I think it's incredible. That was my biggest takeaway, was the community.
You know, one of the biggest things here is that just the community builds partnerships, right? It builds alliances, and everyone gets to that point there that they realize that they don't have to do it by themselves, right? So maybe they feel like they're really strong in one part, but they're missing something else. And then you get in this room with all these other people that all of that same energy, that all of that same drive, that all of that same want, that all of that same need. And now they start finding the people they can work forward together, right? So we were finding teams on the multifamily side. We were finding teams that are going to get together and start building their brand, start putting their podcast out. We're finding other teams that are looking at markets and really are coming together on markets, right? But that's what the energy does. It gets people in the same room there where they can find out how they can work together. Because in multifamily, as we know, there's a lot that happens here. There's a lot can do. There's a lot of ways to split up these deals. And when you had everyone there in that group, you could just see the power of just the energy that was just driving forward. And when we were able to get out, walk a property here, it just even made it that much more real for them to really set the narrative straight. So what'd you find?
Let's jump into that though. The property walk. How did you see everyone's faces when they like put the two together? All the energy that they've been putting into our underwriting spreadsheet, into all of the value that we've given them in our educational platform, but then actually getting to see a property that we closed on, all three of us and our partners closed on, and how we were operating it, and getting to talk with our property management team, getting to walk the property, getting to see the before and after effects of what we got to do and what we get to do for the communities that we work in.
Yeah, I think making something tangible like that it really drove everything home, because even on the first day of the event, you know, it was a 2-day event. And on the first day, like we were just giving them a lot of information, and we've been giving them a lot of information for the last 3 months. Like it's just been a flooding of information, and it can be a little bit overwhelming because you don't know what to focus on. Like there's so many different things coming at you. because multifamily, like it's a tall task to learn every aspect of it. Like it's a mountain that you have to move one stone at a time. And so we've been throwing like all these things. And then when they get to that property, like you said, Pili, it just became all really tangible, and it tied it all together to see a unit that was down, to see a unit that was turned, to see a unit that was leased, to talk to the property manager at the office and where the leasing agent sits and how it all works, to see the dog park that we put in, to see the pool that we renovated, to see, everything, the building that we painted. Like how do you, in your mind think, okay, it costs $70,000 to paint a building. That's crazy. But then you go look at our building, you're like, I see why it costs $70,000 to paint this thing. It's a massive building. Like it makes sense. So all the things that you throw at them, they start to really sink in. And for me, like I learn by doing, I learn by seeing. I don't learn by, just being told. So, and I think a lot of people are like that. They need to go and see it and physically touch it, see it, smell it, feel it. And that's what we did. And I think it was awesome.
Yeah, and talk about events. We put on awesome events. The 7-Figure Multifamily team is second to none. Had this down at the Opryland Hotel. If you haven't been into this place, it's like its own castle within a castle, right? So what a great event. What's up next, of course, we have another, so we're going to do a virtual event again in November, just get the team back together, and we do another live in-person event coming up in February, which at this time is going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas. We'll walk some more properties. We'll take some more action, man. But that's what this is, really. Mentorship, putting groups together, really just building the power of community. What it does, it allows us to get to our goals quicker and also not limit ourselves on goals. Because as people, we always want to find ways to limit ourselves from our success. We always want to find ways to keep ourselves back. When you get around other people, and it makes it real, because it makes the things in front of you approachable, attractable, because you say, well, that other person is doing it. I can do it too, because it makes it real, right? And that's what that property walk did, is that they say, oh, now we get it, right? Our heads had just exploded the day before with all this information, but now we see how that information was used in the process, right? But that's what this group does. And remember, for myself, all the learning, the curve got cut, right? It was allowing us to get to our goals quicker by being around other people who are doing it, right? Now, could we figure it out by ourselves? Yeah, probably. But is it going to take us 5, 7, 10 times longer? Yes, probably. Are we going to make more mistakes? Absolutely. So let's set the narrative straight to put all of ourselves in the right place, all of ourselves on the right path here, that we can all work together to the big goal of just finding our future and meeting our goals.
And this is just a way, 7-Figure Multifamily is a way for us all to create these amazing relationships that create the partnerships that we have benefited from. I mean, Jason and I have been a part of other masterminds that have helped us to grow, say, for instance, 7 Figures. 7 Figures is a whole family of masterminds, and 7-Figure Multifamily has been birthed from that, let's just say, because I'm a mom, I'm going to talk in birthing terms. So it came from I just made the gentleman very uncomfortable. It came from this incredible foundation of learning and community that we got to draw on and we get to learn with. So these people that are a part of these incredible mentees that we have that are a part of our community now, we get to grow with them. We get to take these steps with them, and we get to watch them grow into these amazing investors that we know that they can be. So everyone that's out there, join us, help us to create these amazing relationships. And maybe in the future, in fact, not even maybe, I know that these relationships that you will create with us will turn into the partnerships that will help you grow into the future.
All right. So Chad, some parting words here. What do you got?
Oh, I gotta drop a quick example of something that happened at the event. So I gotta drop this one. So we were in we did breakout rooms on the first day. So breakout rooms, we put everybody up on kind of on stage and had everybody kind of diagnose where they're at currently, where they're going, like where they are, where they're going, what's holding them back, what challenges. And really we were just breaking down people's barriers. We were breaking down limiting beliefs, changing them to limitless beliefs, and like really just kind of debunking all the things that were in their head that were holding them back to getting to their goals. It was incredible breakout session that first day. I think a lot of people had phenomenal mental breakthroughs, which is a big piece of this journey, is just breaking through that mental barrier of all the things that get in the way of you getting to whatever unit count your goal is or passive income target it is. Like, I don't have the money, I don't have the relationships. And we just started crushing them one by one. And then something spectacular happened in the room. And I have to call it out because it was so cool. It was a little intimate room. I think we had 12 or 15 people in there. And one of the guys was saying that he wanted to do a development and he had the funding to do a development. He wanted to build a multifamily property and he had the funding and the desire to build it, but he didn't have the skills. He didn't know how. And another guy in the room, his name's Andrew, he spoke up and he's been working for a multifamily developer for the last 3 years. So all he's been doing is developing properties 300 units and bigger. So he's like, I have the knowledge. I just don't have the money or the property, like, but I have the knowledge. And then they both were like, well, we just need a piece of, land to develop. And then there was a third person in the room that spoke up. Her name is Lori. And Lori was like, guys, I have this piece of property that I own that I don't know what to do with. It's like 6.5 acres in this good market. And I don't know what to do with it. And everybody stopped. Like when all those three people spoke up, like everybody stopped and looked around and was like, did that just really happen? I mean, somebody who had the desire to do it, the knowledge to do it, and the resources to do it all just came together. And they're like, guys, we should do this. Like, and that would have never happened if all three of those people weren't in the same room. And that would have never happened if all three of those people weren't dreaming big and talking about their goals. So what Pili said is like, the other cool thing about this community is like, we'll push you to dream big and you have to do the work. Like we're not going to come, Jason and I aren't going to come to your front door and pull you out of your bed and do the work for you. Right. But when you come to the community, we're going to push you to dream big. We're going to kick down your limiting beliefs. And then you're going to have the people around you that support you and push you. I think one of the biggest things that this group has going for us is these accountability groups. So every week we're meeting and we're talking about our progress and what we're doing. How many brokers did you talk to? How many deals did you underwrite? I just came off an underwriting call where we're practicing putting numbers in. We're doing all these things to help these people get from, point A to point B, which is their goals in multifamily. I had to throw that example out there because, we talk about this group and what we just came off this event. And there was some really incredible, tangible changes that people had, progress that people made. And it was just so incredible to watch and see. And I'm just honored that we were, able to be a part of it, let alone be the ones, kind of guiding the whole event. It's incredible.
Yeah,
Exactly.
awesome. So this sounds like your tribe, your community, something you want to learn more about. Go over to 7 Figure Multifamily. So number 7, the words figuremultifamily.com. We can get you started right there. You can talk with the team, learn more about what's happening here, learn more about the environment, the community that's been built here. So we're super excited to bring this to you today, to put you on the front end to hear about this. And man, how awesome was that?
So amazing. Just like Chad said, it was an eye opener. It was just made me feel honored to be a part of this incredible group that we get to lead. So thank you, everyone. You are so amazing. So grateful to you for listening. And Chad, grateful to have you on. Aloha.
Aloha. See you guys.